Hello, good evening here in the Philippines. Good morning in the States. I see some people here. Ed, hello, Ed. I sent you an email. I don't know if you were able to read it. Hello, Joe and Leonard. So Joe is the only one here, not in the Philippines. Ed, you're currently here in the Philippines. How about Leonard Masunga? Are you here in the Philippines? Yes, yes, I know, Joe. You're in the U.S. How about Leonard? I'm assuming Leonard is here in the Philippines. I know Ed is here in the Philippines. He'll be going back to Canada next week. So, anyways, as you see, we're opening here. Really, not much movement during the overnight session. Really, nothing. Well, as you know, that the was it the FOMO? I was going to say the FOMO. It's the what is that? That's going to be released at 2 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. here, and it is the. If I can get my calendar here. The FOMC statement that's going to be coming out at 2 a.m. here in the Philippines and 2 p.m. And that's why there's going to be not much movement I can see here. Well, you know, you can see my band spreads at 14 kind of increased. Yesterday was a good market, even though it was kind of not as volatile as the one on Monday. Monday was really volatile. So I'm trying to find out what they're trying to do here right now. I want to get the VWAP deviation levels developed. Hello, Keith. So as we see what they're trying to do here, you can see we had a pull down, really nothing going on like the overnight session. It was more on a oscillating uh, market here during the overnight session. It finally pulled down here, and it looks like we're going between these two ranges here right now. Again, I want to see what they want to do here with the developing deviation levels. You can see the bars are getting longer now, so more erratic movements. As you can see, when it first started off, when it opened, the bars were really not that much. There was not a lot of momentum. So now you can see now the bars are beginning to look longer because they are increasing momentum at the same time, more erratic movement and more volatility. Now our band spread is at around 15 right now. When it opened up, it was around 12 or 13. So let's see what they're going to try to do here. Keith, I have not passed my evaluation yet. I've hit the target. Now the challenge is really to maintain the balance. Even though I hit the target, I'm gonna still, because I barely, if I can find it here, I'm just basically, what's my balance? It's 53,036. I'm still gonna be trading my regular contract here. If I can just get maybe one or two trades. If the first one is a winner, then I'll switch back to sim. So right now you can see I'm doing Lilo right now. Yeah, $36, all right. Over my target. So not really much. If I want to do micros, I don't want to do micros right now. I want to, and the thing is, the reason I'm trading regular contracts is if I do that, basically I'm being scared. I want to control my fear. I know I trust my system that, and I also trust myself in controlling or managing losses. Yesterday, what was that? I had my win rate was only 45%, but my net profit yesterday at 45% win rate was $1,200. So again, the system, I trust the system a lot more. I just have to control my, again, be able to manage my losses, which I did most of yesterday, as well as the morning session, as well as the last hour session as well. So that's why it's important. So you can see what's going on here right now. So we're looking at what, 946. I really don't want to see what's going on here. This may just go all the way. Okay, so here's the RTH VWAP is down here. Here's the ETH VWAP, this one right here, where it's right now. So the price is in between. The gap is not that big. So see, that's trying to determine where it wants to go. So I don't want to really get into that. I want to see what they're going to do here between the two VWAPs, prices between there. Again, if you're going to trade a system, you have to trust the system, or if you don't trust the system, then why trade the system? And I trust this. This system has been very consistent for me, even though I get, I lose, but at the same time, I try to manage my losses. So if anyone who took my class, right now, this is what we have. Our immediate momentum is to the upside. Our overall trend is to the downside. So kind of a mixed signal here going on. I'm waiting for the immediate momentum, maybe change to the downside, but right now it is still up. Hello, Matt. Let me see if I can unmute you, Matt. There you go, Matt. Again, if I have one winning trade, I will probably after that trade on my sim account. Since, like I said, here's my balance right now. If I can I don't know if I can show you guys. I reached my profit goal on my 50,000 evaluation account with Lilu, and just barely hit. I'm basically, the profit target was 53,000. I'm at 53,036. Do I take FOMC? What do you mean by in consideration? Do I trade FOMC? I usually look at it, since that's almost close to the closing of the market. I start looking at it after maybe around 2:30 and see where I can take a trade, because it's very, very volatile. In fact, the last time I traded it, I made over $1,000. Maybe Keith, your question, what do you mean I take FOMC? You mean for the morning session? Usually this is the way the morning session runs, especially during the day of FOMC. You want to get a trade and basically get done with it by at least by 11:30, because after that lunchtime, it's dead. It's going nowhere until whether to stay out or get in during the morning session. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I usually trade, but again, based on what the liquid, or based on the volatility of the market, right? I usually do trade. I probably scalp here maybe 2 or 3 points. So now here we're basically getting a setup here. I just want to see if they might overrun here, the mid band. So let me see here.
Order submitted.
Oops.
Order canceled.
Wrong buy.
Order submitted.
See, it looks like they might overrun here. So let's see. They might try to hit there. There it is. So there's the hitting the VWAP there. Let's see if it goes back up. There it is. putting an order here at 41.76. We'll see if it comes back down and takes it.
Order filled.
There we go. And we might get stopped here. So I'm putting a stop here at around 1373.25. We might get stopped here. Let's see. Again, I'm gonna put mine here at 2 points to target. So that would be 78, right? Right there. Let's see if it's gonna try to get up there. So we'll get stopped out here. Again, I trust the system. I'll just let it go. My entry is at 41.76. Target is 78.25, at least 2.25. There we are. So now, like I said, I'm up 112.50, or at least my net is 108.52. I'll be now trading on Sim. Let me show you this. We can get it over here. Yeah, this is it. So you can see right here. See, look at that. I was able to get enough. Now it's going down. That's what I need, because I knew it's not going to give me that many points. I got 2 points. I was able to get 112, around what is that? Nine ticks. So now my balance is at 53,144. So now that's what I'll be doing. If I can win one trade and so forth, I will just continue doing that. So now I'm going to be trading on what we call on Sim. Oops, what happened to my chart? There we are. See, like I said, it hit there, was able to come back down. So, okay. So now I'll be trading more on Sim right now. Just want to, I trade Sim the same way I trade my regular, evaluation account or my live account. So this would be my, I think, 5th funded account. I'm collecting them one by one. So now we have our what we have here now is basically our immediate momentum is now to the downside. It's matching what the overall trend is to the downside. So maybe looking at an entry here. Okay. Again, let me see what they, because they tend to overrun this sometimes. So let's put a pending order here. If I can get this order here.
Order submitted.
It's going to test this, probably get back up here. So let's see what they're going to try to do. It's hitting the VWAP here. So it may just continue going down. So let me see. It went down there. There it is. It may try to get up. So I just want to time this. Okay, so there's not that much momentum here, so I'll do it at entry at 73.25 for a sell. Doesn't get there, it breaks down to this right there. Let's see, that's -2 deviation. So let's see if we can get maybe 2 points here. If it gets back, nope, that's fine. Let's see if it breaks this support level here. That's your typical V2. That's a really good V2, or no, I should say V1 entry. I'm trying to test this back up again, so I'll just leave it there. And here it's going to test again. See, it's really respecting this support. Just want to see what is going to try to break down there. Again, the deviation level is not established yet, not quite. Right. So here, so we're timing this right now. This is setting up for a V2. Okay. A V2 setup, a good V2, and usually when you have a V2, the target is usually the outer band of the Keltner channel. But the thing is, this is a good setup because we have the mid band right at the the support. Well, it was the support level. Most likely, it's going to be used as a resistance level. So we want to see if that's going to be the case. I don't want to sit there and put it right there. All of a sudden, it just goes, overruns. I want to see what it does at the mid band. I'm not going to put my limit order there just yet. Let's see if it's going to respect that resistance zone. It looks like it pretty much will because there's not that much momentum going to the upside. But let's see what's going to happen here. Again, those are who know about the legacy strategy. This is a good V2 setup if it ever gets to the mid band. So it looks like we aren't going to get to, let's see, I'm just going to try to do here. We're at the -2 deviation approaching. We got down as much as -3. And there we are. Most likely it's going to try to get up to here. So you can get that because that's around close to the -1.25, -1.25 deviation. And usually when they're out here by the 3, they usually pay out between they always go and put the price here between -2, -3, -2, -2, -1. That's what they do when they play around. So again, it seems like they're playing with this moving average here, which is the 30 moving average. So let's see if they're going to honor that. If they break down here, going under the 3 deviation, that could be, but I'd rather see what's going to happen here. See, again, they're bouncing off that 30 EMA, which that's what they're respecting more. So I want to see what they're going to try to do here.
Order filled.
So my sell there's 41.61. My stop is around 41.65. Again, going maybe 3 points here down to the -3 deviation. It might not get there, so we might get maybe 2 points. We can adjust this, but I'll leave it at 3. Let's see if it's going to break the low of the day there. There we are. There's the 3.25 points. We were able to get that. So if I was trading that on my, on my real account, I'd be done for the day. To tell you the truth. Because this is what my balance would be right now, right? Our goal is around 300. That's what it is. And this is what it is right now. It's around 267, right? So we can do one more trade there. And I set off for 3 points because basically my entry was not at the bin band. If it was more at the mid band, it's going to allow me to at least go for at least 5 or even 10 points. Most of my trades are that way. If it's, I can see if it's in the mid band. This is going down again. Looks like all the way to the -3 deviation, but then again, it's almost like catching it's respecting this 10 EMA. It's basically writing it. That's what it is. That's the reason why I took this entry right here, a sell. It's not usually my typical entry. I usually enter close to the mid band, but since it's writing this 10 EMA, I took it. And also, it was the bottom of this, what is that, 2.25 deviation. When it hits the bottom there, most likely it's going to continue going down, and that's what it did. And right down here to at least a 2.75 deviation. Now, again, you can see it's respecting this 10 EMA. It may try to hit back down here. Again, it's going to oscillate between the -2 deviation and the -3 deviation, and that's what it's doing right now. Right here's at -2. It may come back down, or it may come back here to the 30 EMA. Or if it does go back up here to the mid band, that would be your excellent entry right here. Thank you, Keith. So that's basically what it is. And I like this type of movement. It's not that erratic, not like on Monday. Yesterday was actually pretty cool. I liked it as well. I was able to make 600 last on the morning session yesterday. Then I made another 400 over the last 1 hour session, which is basically around 2:30 around there. So now you can see we're building some support here. Let's see if it's going to get back up here, at least up to here, right here. You're looking more into the 41.63 or 41, let's say 41.6250 around there at that area.
Order submitted.
So here comes the buyers now coming in. So if we're looking at this on a legacy strategy, this is more like a V between a V2 and also even possible setting up as a V3, because you can see the fill line kind of flattening out. And the fill line is way over there, right by the outer band of the Keltner channel. So that's going to be our target if we can get a good entry here. Again, this is setting up to be either a V3 since it's flattening out. So we'll see what happens, or it can be an invalid one. But it may not make it to the mid band. It may just come down here. Again, hit that 30 EMA, and now it's bouncing off this. If it gets down here, most likely it's going to get down here, because this is another deviation level right here. And also, there is a lot of confluence there, because it's also the low of the day, right? So it might try to break this, or it may take one tick and go back up like that. It's almost like a bear trap. So that's why I just want to see what they do in there. So here, let's see if they've overrun this mid band here. I want to see them overrun that. Once they go down like this, and then they'll go back up again. That's usually how their pattern is. See, there it is, going back up. I want to see if they overrun it. If they don't overrun it, then that's fine. Again, not much momentum. There's some buyers coming in now. So let's see what they're going to do here. Just have to time this entry right here. I'm at 41.61. That's where my entry is. I just want to see what they're going to do here. There we are.
Order filled.
41.61 is my entry. So I'm going to break this profit target all the way down here to at least 41.56. Now we're above the zero line on the MACD, but so far it's respecting. Let's see what's going to happen here. It may pop up, but that's fine. Let's see. So now we can bring this up to here. The stop loss down to here. Right there, one tick above that. There's a base 63.75. And this is what you call your typical V3 right now. My target's down here. Let's see if it's going to honor this now. Target is at 41.56. So let's see if they're going to try to bring this back up right here. If they do, that's fine. Let's see. We're above the zero line on the MACD. So if it goes down, it's going against that. Sorry about that. Ed, are you here? Ed, are you here in Manila or are you in Lipa?
I am here in Manila.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
good. So what was that? Keith, sorry. What I was talking about was basically if I was using a regular, my live account, I'd be done for the day because that's 3 trades. I hit my profit target of at least 300. And like I said, my first trade here, I used my Lilu evaluation account. It's another evaluation account for 50,000. The target was 50. You have to hit 53,000 and they give you 10 days to do that, a minimum of 10 days. I was able to hit it in 3 days. That's why I have to manage it. And sometimes that's a challenge for some other traders just to maintain that. So that's why I took that one trade, won it, and now I have this more on sim. Now I'll make another trade, not on this account. So you can hear I'm showing you. So basically this is what it is. I'm already at 53,144. So I'm just going to wait until, I get the 10 days in. So each day I'll make one trade. If it's profiting me at least 100 or even more, then, that's good. But I don't want to sit there and be scared, right? I'll just trade it like a regular thing. But if I can just win one trade, I'll do that. And so these other 2 trades are more in sim. But if I was trading a live, rather than my evaluation account, I already have what, 3. I got to check how many funded accounts I have. I think it's 4. So this would be my 5th. Okay. I would definitely still be trading, and I'd be basically stop trading right here because I hit my goal of 538. Yeah, I know, T. You're a scalper. That's why scalpers, I know. Who else is here? Matt, you're a scalper here as well. I know you guys are really sticklers about your drawdown, or even Supremo's the same way. He can't hold on to that. Once he sees me going against him, he'll close it. I know where like I said, if I know where the price is going, and I know the system, and that's what it is. You have to trust that system, or is why trade it, and also based not only on the legacy strategy, and also on my deviation levels, the VWAP deviation levels. So right here, you can see now we are now here. We're flattening out on the fill, meaning there's um, no, what's it called? No momentum, right? It's gonna probably hit this fill, but it may get down here because this right here would be like a V3 entry right here. It's gonna hit this fill. Now it's being used as support, as you saw that. Again, it's flat because there's no momentum to bring it down. Yeah, right here, you would have entered right here. That would have been a V3. Your target would have been the fill line, and it hit the target there. And if that was the target, that would have been another what? So you take one around right here, right? And target around the fill. That's around another 3 points. So now we're between the -2 and -1. And like I said, what they do here is they're going to oscillate between those 2 levels here until they decide to break it either up or continue going down. That's why if I'm in these 2 levels, I'd just, settle for 2 or 3 points. Like right now, this is now setting up now almost going to V2, almost, because now you see the fill in now here. You see the background now turning green, meaning now our MACD is above the 0 line. And I would not take this trade because now the MACD is above the 0 line. But it may hit this fill line again, once again, and test this fill line. Again, it's going to oscillate between this level right here. I'll show you the level. Let me see here. Between this level here, right, and this level down here. That's what's going to do until they decide to break that. Because that's between the -2, -3, right? That's the -2. See, there it is. Now, you can see if they're going to bring it down here, or are they going to respect that fill line. Again, this one, it's kind of angling down. That's more like a V2 now. So the V2, the target would be down here, the outside band. Let's see if they're going to bring it down to the outside band. or will they just respect this fill line? Again, the fill line is kind of not that, the angle of that fill is not as steep as this, indicating strong momentum. It's kind of flattening out, so there's really less momentum. So you can see now it's going back and forth here. Like I said, this is the other deviation level there. There's another one. It's just going back and forth, oscillating between the two. So you can actually have your, where is this? I can bring this up here. Your basically support level right here, right by the fill line. I'm trying to bring this up right there. You can just bring it up right there. There's your support there. And your resistance here, your supply and demand zone right there. Very tight one. So let's see if they're going to try to break this. Again, people look at, this strategy right here, this would be like a V3. And the reason I would say it's a invalid one is because now we're above the zero line on the MACD, as evidenced by the green background. So most likely they try to bring this up, which you can see a lot of buyers are now coming in. So if we're talking about immediate momentum, we're still have a down immediate momentum, not yet up. And I always tell my students the immediate momentum will tell you if you're going to take a buy entry or a sell entry, again, depending on the immediate momentum. So now here we're setting up on the immediate momentum. It's transitioning now to a upward immediate momentum. However, the overall trend is to the downside. So it's almost like trading against the trend, right? Which I consider not a compelling trade. So most likely this will continue going down. You just tested this deviation level here. Most likely you can get down here. So now I'm going to wait for an entry. I'm going to do this right here. Let me see if I can get an entry here. Wow, can't bring it out of here. There we are.
Order submitted.
So it's going to try to play with this. So let's see. My entry would be down here somewhere at, there we are.
Order filled.
56, 41, 56. Stop would be at this swing high here, right? One tick above that. And my target here would be, if it's maybe at this one right here at 41.5275. Or in this case, if we have strong momentum to the downside, I would go as much as maybe down here to 41.5075. But you can see here, it used that. Let's see. We still have a swing low. We basically have a lower low there or lower high there. So that's why it's still going to go down. You can see I didn't panic. Now let's see what's going to happen here at the fill line. The fill line is the yellow line. If they're going to use that as support, because that's, you can see the last two times they used that as support, right? This may continue going up because what we have the MACD still green. That's the reason why, right? So let's see, this may stop me out right here. We can easily take out, and there it is, because we're still above the zero line as evidence here. We're above the plus 30 line of the MACD, which, so now we have now here, and that's only maybe our 2.5 loss, but still profitable. Again, now we're looking to go up here, but let's see if we're going to go, most likely the target will be up here by the pivot point. But we want to see a good entry here. A good entry would be right here.
Order submitted.
Right by the, right there. If we ever get back down there, if we don't, I'm not going to chase this. But I know my entry, if it's going to pull back, it's going to be somewhere right here. Just following this, or even down here. Let me do this. We had some level right there. Okay. Again, if I'm entering this trade, I would have my target up here. if I have a chance, if it pulls back to my limit order here, that would be a great target up there. And there it is. They're bringing it up to this level right here. That's where the target is. Right here. Okay, so you see this? This is a strong momentum bars to the downside. So it's going to fill me, but it may overrun. So let's see if it does. Oh no, I guess it doesn't. Like I said, we'll see. So I'll put my stop here where they have that swing, right here. So it's very minimum loss if it doesn't go against me. And it goes down there, we're going to be going down. Let's see. So let's go up to here. So this is definitely going to be going down. So that's what it did. So what I want to do is maybe get it right here where it pulls back. There it is. So now this is going to probably go down all the way down to this next deviation level down there. Again, I had that was a 3-tick loss, and that was it. Here's a deviation level here. It breached it. It's going to try to get back down here. Oh, well, I guess it's going something. Let's see what happens here. Where's my... Nope, there it is. They brought it back up. Let's see if it's going to continue going up. Let's see if they bring it back down here. There it is.
Order filled.
Okay, I think they're bringing this up. Look at that. Just don't know what to do with this. our immediate momentum is to the upside. They're just basically just teasing you here.
Order filled.
Bought in at 58.75. So now we're going below to the, let's see what they're going to do here. Again, here's my stop here. I can bring this down here. Most likely they will try to.
Stop filled.
So definitely bring this down. Again, you see these losses here? And usually when I have that, so I'm down 62.50 from a high of what?
Order submitted.
What they did here was basically just played with this deviation level. And there's the target going down here. There's your swing high up here. They never really went higher. You get lower highs, right? So now if I'm gonna entry here is probably gonna be around here by the deviation level. So reaching this deviation level here, this may continue going down all the way through. So let's see what's gonna happen, what they do here. Maybe bring it up to the, okay, so they're bringing it up down. Again, I'm using the deviation level now.
Order filled.
Most likely the target is gonna be down here by this pivot level. If it gets down there. Again, I might want to maybe take this because most likely it's gonna get a better entry here. But let's see if it's gonna get up there. Because I have a swing high up here, right? So it gets up there, which looks like it will. That's what it did. So now we're down at 287. Went down to this level. It may continue going down. Let's see. Again, it's going to oscillate between these two deviation levels. And that's the reason why I said, once you hit your profit goal, stop trading.
Order
I
submitted.
tell my students all that because right now you might be over trading. Now you're losing and you try to chase this loss. And that's not the way to do it. So my I'm selling order here at 41.5450 because that's the deviation low here. Let's see. Wait, they can go all the way up there. So I'm just going to do this.
Order canceled.
54.25.
Order submitted. Order filled.
There we go. My stop loss will be that swing high right here. One tick above at least.
Stop filled.
Again, my bias is still to the downside.
Order submitted.
Sell here at 53.50. And so most likely going to test this. I'm going to try to test this high here, so that's fine. Let them do that. Again, overall trend is to the downside. I don't want to be doing anything. See this? So basically you have your, you can change this right here. Your resistance level right here, right? So mostly it's going to hit that, come back down, so that's fine. Again, once they get above this VWAP here, now your bias will be down to the upside, but right now they're still below it.
Order canceled.
And like I said before, you know, my target, once you hit their target, you quit trading, right? But since I'm trading here in sim, like I said, even in my first 3 trades, you probably, I told everyone that I'm probably done for the, you know, done for the day at 5:36. You don't want to go past that because that's what intends what happens. Like, so I'm down 412. I'm not, you know, before I'm not that worried about that because I know the type of trades I'm looking for that's going to give me back at least most, if not all. So now it's hitting this area of resistance and it's basically respecting it. So here's the thing right here. Let's see if it's going to continue going down.
Order filled.
Again, Let's see if they can give us some momentum. If not, I'll leave my target there, right at the VWAP. See if you get past this resistance zone right here. So I can put this my stop one tick above break even, so at least I don't lose anything that's significant. So here they're gonna bring it down. Like I said, they just tested that up there. Hopefully, let's see.
Stop filled.
They had this right here, right there, at resistance again. So that's almost like a triple top right there.
Order submitted. Order filled.
So right here, we're hitting the deviation. Most likely it's gonna get down to here. That's where I think, let's see, strong momentum to the downside or even down here. Let's see how the momentum here plays out. Again, I'm basing all this on deviation levels. So since it's being a, like I said, a FOMC, that what they're doing is just basically just holding it here. They're just gonna just keep on doing this. They're not really gonna do anything. As you can see with the price action here, they hold it on here, and then they bring it back up, hold it until what time is it? 11 o'clock Eastern. So let's see what they plan to do here. Like I said, my bias is to the downside, but I don't know if they're gonna bring that all the way down right now. The way they're bringing this right now, they're just basically have a range right here, right at the -1 deviation, and then continue doing that. And that's what they want to do. Then we can only just take what the market will give. Like I said, the beginning is already up 500, but this, I have my bias to the downside, but they're holding it right here, at the deviation level right there.
Dominic, do you think it'll hit the third deviation level?
Yeah. It's just gonna take its time though. Like I said, my target is this pivot point right down here. But right now, you see how the moving averages have opened up now to the downside. Again, Y base is basically right here. You know, it went down as much as maybe here, all the way down here. So there's my target. It's probably going to take its time. Like I said, it just shook out some of the sellers who were trying to sell. Then some of them got either they took their profit. But the thing is, the bias was already going down because we never went back to the VWAP here. You were getting lower highs, and that's the way I just had to be patient about it. Again, like scalpers like you and Keith, you know, they can't. They're like pins and needles because they can't wait that long. But if you know where the price is going, that's what it is. It's just basically based on the bias and and on the deviation levels. Everything I base is on the deviation levels. You know, price doesn't go in one straight line down. It's going to take its time. But right now it's riding, you know, the moving averages here. Yeah, it may oscillate between here and that other deviation, but it's still going to be going down. It just so happens today it's FOMC day today, so that's why it's kind of, they're just not, and that's when the market usually moves. That's why I said, you know, people once you hit your profit target, you're done. You don't want to be over trading. I just happen to be, you know, I'm already done with my other account. But this is basically honoring this moving average right now. So here it's going to get to the mid band here, right? And then probably come back all the way down here and test this even further down. It's just going to take its time, that's all.
What are your three moving averages again?
It's an EMA, well, this one, you have the fill line, right? I only have two moving averages. The other one is a fill line. This one is a 10 EMA and the one is a 30 EMA. But the yellow line is the fill line that we use on the legacy. I use that for basically just seeing momentum.
You know, some people, when they hit their evaluation target, they just trade one micro
Yeah, because they're scared.
till they
I don't want
finish
to be
their days.
right. I don't want to be, held by fear. I trust the system that I trade. As long as you focus on where your high probability entries. Like I said, before I even began this thing, I said, I'm gonna be trading just one. If I get a win, then I cut that off. But I'm not gonna, subject myself to micros right now. I mean, yeah, that's a good strategy. But the thing is, if that's the case, it's almost saying you don't trust the system that you're trading.
True.
That got you there. That got you there, right? If you don't trust the system, then why trade it? Yeah, I can see the point where they say the micros, yeah, because they're scared. The ones the ones I've gotten when I get funded, I just kept on trading through, like I'm doing right now. Because then, it comes like, so this is what happens. So you get funded, right? So if you surpass that balance, what are you going to do? Continue trading micros? So you can do that. I mean, that's fine. Each one has their own trading style. But if you're doing that, then you're basically giving yourself the fear. Then I can see, like, for example, Monday. I don't know if you were in the room on Monday, right? It was so volatile. I had a drawdown of what, 1,200, but I know my drawdown. That's why I don't trade the 25,000, because it gives me not a much for me, from the way I trade, not a much drawdown for me. So that's why I'd rather do the 2,500, because I know that I can maybe draw down maybe a 1,500 and still make it through. Yeah, ever since that drawdown of 1,200, what is it, 1,200? That day I made a profit of what, 800 from that drawdown. Like I said, trading's about a psychology, and it's almost the way you're going to be scared about the market. Then again, I don't know. You want to control the fear. You want to control greed. What I'm doing is basically trading the process. I know the system I'm trading, and if you true again, everything's rules based. That's why I always tell right now when I call in the room, where is your immediate momentum? You don't want to be trading against something where it's against your immediate momentum. And I told everyone here, where's our overall trend to the downside? Why would you want to take a trade that's going against the trend? So right now, immediate momentum here's the downside, but you get more, you get more mileage or more points if you're going with the trend. So even though here it's taking its time to get down there, so let's see what's going to happen here. Again, look, if we look at it here in the MACD, here we're below the -30, indicating that we're still strong momentum to the downside, right? It's just taking its time to get down there. Sure, maybe you can bring this down here and maybe have a stop right here, a trailing stop right there, above the swing high, and get your points, right? That'd be at least 5 points or something. What if I was going to bring my stop probably around here, up here? So let's see. Yesterday, my win rate, well, I mean, like I said, my profit was 1,200, but you know what my winning rate was? It's only 45%. I had more losses, but I still had a 1,200 net profit.
Was that all from the morning session?
No, it was combination morning and the last hour session. I was trading the last hour session. Like today, if I lose this morning session, that's fine because I can make it up in the after the last hour because I know it's going to be volatile because of why? Because it's after the FOMC.
You call last hour from 3 to 4?
I start usually at 2:30 and hopefully I get done around 3:30 because usually around 3:45 around there, they start really swinging the market from all over the place. A lot of these erratic bars that come out of nowhere. That's why if I'm going to trade the 1 hour, it's going to be from 2:30 to 3:30.
Where did you learn all your strategies on VWAPs and pivots and things like that?
Oops, you didn't hear me. Okay. So I was talking to myself. So I said there you have that gap between the 10 EMA and the 30 EMA indicating strong momentum. Again, I was telling you before, I already knew what they were doing here because remember I told you before they were oscillating between the -2, -1, -2, -1. That's what they did right here. And since I'm doing that, they never got past here close to the VWAP. I know they're going to start bringing it down because eventually, when they do this oscillation here, and you see that there's no really not enough momentum to bring it up, they'll bring it down and test the -3 deviation, which they're doing right now. Well, slowly, but you know. So here, most likely, they're going to test that. They're going to see if we can get them. So now what they're doing there is basically testing that uh, 30 EMA. Again, you look in this, look at the MACD. We're still below the -30, and we're at the mid band. So let's see what's going to happen here. We're still below the -30. Your fill line is now kind of flattening out, meaning the momentum is kind of dying out. But you're in between the -2 deviation and -1.25. And again, it may oscillate between here and then eventually get back down. Because again, when you're out this far in the deviation, that's what they're going to do between the -1. Again, if you want to bring your stop loss or your trailing stop loss to maybe there, that's fine. Let's see how they react to this one right here. If they're going to continue to bring this up at this deviation point, the deviation right here. Let's see what they're going to do. Our immediate momentum is still to the downside. They haven't changed the immediate momentum. It's still to the downside. Yes, they're overrunning the mid band, but overall momentum or immediate momentum is still to the downside. So now you see the green background. Now our MACD is above the 0 line. So we might, let's see what happens if we still have no change in immediate momentum. It's still to the downside. Okay, then we have a change here then. Wait, not yet. We don't have a change yet. It's basically having these erratic bars. Our immediate momentum is still to the downside. Still to the downside. Okay, that's one bar. We want to have two bars at least. Okay, now officially we have a change in immediate momentum to the upside. So what you want to do is put your stop loss right there and see if it breaks that swing high up there. So now your immediate momentum here is to the upside, right? So now what they're doing here, they put this the deviation here, -1, right? So now they're going to try to test this -2 down here. See that? Now they're trying to bring this down. Watch.
Top filled.
There. So now they bring this up. Most likely now they're going to try to test this up here now. So I'm down 287. If I want to take a trade right here, I probably get maybe right here. Now
Order submitted.
we have our immediate momentum to the upside. So now let's see, maybe we can get up to here or even here. And again, people would have taken that
Order filled.
10 points would have got good, but this one now it's going to go up here, most likely to this, again, to the chase line. We call that the chase line. So now we have a higher high here, right? But it looks like they're trying to bring it down here. Let's see if they do that. If they break this deviation level here, they'll bring it down. But nope, they didn't. So now you know you have a whatchamacallit here, right? Again, they'll test this right here, right? So maybe I can bring this all the way up there. Let's see. So that'd be at least what, 50, 60, close to 10 points, right? Say right there. So I get this 10 points, then I'd be up 300 bucks. Then I just quit. At least I'd be back to the positive again. You only get what the market gives you. You try to predict, but then again, like I said, I was thinking down here, but it didn't give it to me. Then, so you adjust. At least I got 5 points there. My net, what is it? My net loss right now is 200. Now, if I can get this 10 points here, I'd be up now. Let me see here. So again, like I said, I had that one. So let's say we get up to here. So here we're down 222 only, right? So if I make a $500 trade here, I'm up 300. I can call it a day then. At least I'm positive.
are you going to get up at 2:30 tonight and trade some more?
Yeah, I'll see if I can wake up.
Right.
I'll put it probably on live stream. So if I do,
On the NASDAQ, price came down exactly to the pivot support number 2.
right.
Exactly, and then it just started
And
going
this,
up.
yep, they honor those pivot points.
Picture perfect.
So there, I got some 11 some points. So now if you look at this, I'm back up again with a good, healthy profit of 360. That's net. I'm done. 'Cause remember, my profit goal is usually 300 a day, and I still met it, even though I would have quit way over here at 538. That's why I was telling my students, this is a classic example of over trading. You hit your profit goal and then some, quit. You're done. If you overtrade, that's what's going to be the tendency. You're going to be losing. But in this case, I was able to get back my profit to at least my daily profit goal of at least 300, which I still beat it here. But then again, all in all, I've lost what, 200, maybe what, a little over 200 or a little, yeah, 360, 460, yeah, less than 200, but still profitable. So with that there, I'm done. So what time is it? 11:56, right before noontime, which I like to quit. So it got up to this, again, tested this resistance level again, right there, and now it's gonna bounce off there. Now, if it does go through here, it's gonna get maybe up to here or here. Again, here's your pivot level, and you also have your VWAP here. This is your ETH VWAP. So you have a lot of confluence here. Or maybe it's just gonna get up to here and then, come back down and then test that again. You have your ETH VWAP here. Here's your RTH VWAP. So it's going to try to get to maybe this pivot point because you have a lot of confluence here of a lot of resistance as well. So that's why. But again, my target was this resistance zone, which it hit and bounced off it just like that. Again, I didn't, doesn't get it all the way I want to get down here, but then I still made, if you can see here, I made over 200 some bucks right there, right? This is all net, and then I came back and made, so basically this whole thing here is around 700, more than 800 bucks, right? On those just 2 trades. So that's why I'm very confident in my system. If I'm down, I don't, I just have to look at the high probability entry, and that's what it is. It's all about the process. It's not about how much money. If you put too much emotion in the money, you'll be scared. Like scalpers are really scared about that. You're a scalper, right, Matt?
Usually 20, 30, 40 ticks, so whatever that
Yeah.
is.
Okay. Well, at least you have more ticks than, for example, like Keith and even Supremo. Their goal is what? How many ticks is it? 5 points. So how many ticks is that? 20. Oh yeah, around there. Yeah. So you're around 5 points for NQ, right?
I like 30 because I like to give it a bigger stop, but
Okay.
if it's moving really nice, I'll grab 20, sure.
Mm. Yeah, see, look at how it played that resistance zone right here, just right down there. So now it's going to get to the mid band here. Now it's going to set, here's a good entry right here, and you can easily play this up to here. You got more points that are coming up. So for example, right here, let's say take another trade here. Still add up to this. Most likely, get, let's say that I could take this one right here.
Order submitted.
Let's do that. Because I know this will definitely get up to here, at least up here again, test that. Let me see, get down to my limit order here.
Are you using the trade copier to trade multiple accounts now?
Yeah, but not today. Yeah, I usually trade at the well, like I said, I have 4, so I usually just trade maybe 2. What I usually do is maybe trade 2 for the morning session, and a different 2, another set of 2 during the last hour session. I know Supreme only does like 8 accounts at one time. What his goal
Scalping.
for his goal is basically what he makes around 200 or 300 or at the most $400 on each account. So take that 400 times what 8, so that's around 3,200 some dollars. Which is good. That's why it's your objective is to collect more, accounts, right? So here we're looks like we're gonna break through out here, so that's fine. We didn't take my trade here, that's fine. But I think if it does come down here, we have a good opportunity to have a good at least 5 points to put us over 500. But I'm already happy with the 380, whatever it is, 300, right? Yeah. See, I just sometimes, like I said, I don't try to chase it. It's going to eventually come back down. But you see, this is setting up as a typical V2 now, because we still have strong momentum to the upside, as evidenced by the fill line angling up. And this is what I like of the V2s here. Usually when the V2s, your profit target is usually the outside band here, the outer band, because it usually hits at maybe 80%, 88%, 98% time. So here, so now I can set this up maybe up to target, maybe up to here, just like right there. Same confluence as to the what? To the resistance zone. So this is your typical V2 right here. So my stop would be at this deviation level here, right there.
probably going to go down. So $431.
Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
To there, Matt. I'm done.
That's really good.
So I made more than when I started. Like right here. Look at that, 786. Oh, it has a 538, so I made an extra with all that.
Yeah, that's really great.
I mean, people are scared about drawdowns. That drawdown is typical. So hopefully how I can wake up at 2, we'll see. If I am, you'll see me on live stream. If not, I'll see you on Friday.
Okay.
Okay. How'd you
Okay.
do?
I came out ahead with 238.
Good. Good.
So I was checking my email. I missed that last nice long
Yeah.
trade on NQ. I just missed a good entry right there.
Mm.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah. Especially when you go take just you thought you're gonna be like 2 minutes, all of a sudden you look, oh yeah, I missed my. It always happens. When you're not looking.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you Friday.
Okay. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.